if there's one thing cancer taught me, it's, seize the day and seize opportunities where they confront you.
Yeah, and it is political in a way, and there's a positive and negative. Let's start with the positive. The positive, I would say, is education. And your parents weren't bad parents by any stretch of the imagination, but they were busy putting food on the table. They were busy, keeping you alive. Teachers were really the kind of inspirational figures in your life, it seems.
Yeah, without a great state education, I always joke I might have ended up in prison like my granddad rather than Parliament, although he's no longer with us and didn't live to see me elected to Parliament. I can almost hear him in my head saying, yeah, but you worked with more crooks than I did in Parliament. He was very cynical about politics and politicians. That's how bad politics has fallen, by the way. Even armed robbers look down their nose at us. Look, I had amazing teachers who saw my potential and backed me all the way through. Even though when I was in secondary school, the school went through a period of special measures, I still had these incredible teachers who kind of spurred me on to do well, and that had a transformational impact on my life because, certainly when I was growing up, there was no one in the family I could look to as a role model of sort of having gone to university. I was the first to go. And so having that support from my teachers made a transformational difference. That's absolutely true.
And then I suppose on the negative side of politics is, we read a memoir like this and you sort of imagine, a child growing up in poverty, you kind of think, oh, that was the bad old days. But at the end of the book, you're reflecting about meeting kids in schools now. And actually, sort of things are worse for them now than they were for you, as bad as they were for you.
I genuinely think that's true. I mean, London schools are so much better than they were in the 1980s. That's a positive development. But one of the things that really upsets me actually is kids who are growing up from backgrounds like mine, experiencing poverty. The council estate that I wanted to escape growing up because it wasn't a nice place to live, and we had problems with things like cockroaches and fleas and the electric meter running out and all the things that come with not having a great quality of income or life. Kids growing up in my constituency often aspire to that now rather than wanting to escape it because they don't have a council flat. They're living in temporary bed and breakfast accommodation. That there's little opportunity for the teachers I describe in my book to work their magic with these kids because the kids are not just shoved from home to home, they're shoved from school to school. The social security safety net is just full of gaping holes that people fall through. And even where, mums and dads are working 2, 3, sometimes even 4 jobs, they're not necessarily earning enough to make ends meet, let alone to enjoy things that I think everyone should be able to enjoy in life in terms of family days out and quality time and trips to the seaside or, I think the things that make life worth living, I think people are finding it really tough at the moment. And that makes me sad because, I was sort of brought up to think things can only get better and, life moves on and our rights improve, our quality of life improves. And it sort of feels like we're stuck in a rut as a country at the moment. And for kids from backgrounds like mine, I want to make sure they grow up having the very best start in life. And I was struck by something Keir Starmer said this week, actually, about wanting to smash the class ceiling in our country. I feel very strongly there is still a class ceiling that holds kids from backgrounds like mine back. And hopefully we'll get a chance to smash it.
Well, the memoir, One Boy, Two Bills and a Fry Up, it's out in hardback now.